Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. All right, I am about to take a deposition, hence coat and tie. And in this deposition, one of the things I'm going to be doing is asking the witness about his qualifications to testify on the matters he's going to testify to. Typically, in a trial, you'll get a witness who will put their qualifications into a written document. Sometimes we colloquially might call that a resume, but in most cases, it's called a CV. That stands for curriculum vitae, fancy Latin for the things around your life. And sometimes these are paltry and small, but sometimes they're quite impressive. So for example, I was trying a case one time that had an expert witness that was just amazing. This was a case where I represented people who had had an artificial hip implant that was defective. And while it was an important case for those clients of mine, the plaintiffs, it had a greater importance in a broad sense because there were thousands of people with pending cases over this same defective hip. So my buddy Ernest found this expert witness that I used. And he's one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive, experts I've ever put on the stand. His CV was, his resume was just outstanding. I mean, here it is. He's been a practicing orthopedic surgeon for a long time, board certified, the head of the orthopedic surgery department at one of the leading medical institutes in America. He performed the seminal surgeries with artificial hips and things that went into multiple U.S. presidents and their families, many sports figures. In fact, he devised the surgery, the Tommy John surgery for pitchers that's been used now for many people ever since. Even Billy Graham, I believe, was one of his patients. And so this guy is just absolutely incredible. And to top it all off, before he went to med school to become this incredible orthopedic surgeon, he was a rocket scientist for NASA who did calculations to get Apollo 13 back safely to Earth after the debacle that happened with that. And this guy's stud sheet was awesome. And I'm thinking about it right now because in my quiet time this morning, I was reading 2 Corinthians chapter 6. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, the Apostle Paul talks about his curriculum vitae, or his stud sheet, if you will, his resume as a servant of God. And here's what it was. He greatly endured through affliction, hardship, calamities, beatings, imprisonment, riots, labors, sleepless nights, hunger. He tried to maintain himself in purity and knowledge, in patience and kindness, as he walked in the Spirit of God in genuine love for people and speaking truthfully and living in the power of God. Now that's a pretty incredible resume, if you will, a pretty incredible stud sheet if you think about it. I mean, how many people would put on their stud sheet, I've been through all of these horrible events in life and done so for the glory of God in ways that makes them hold it up as something of value. You know, Paul could have put a lot of other stuff down there. Came from a wealthy family, had citizenship in 2 different cities that were prominent cities, including Rome. He had incredible education. He was like anointed as the chief prosecutor for the Jewish ruling body. I mean, he had lots of things that the world would put as his qualifications. But no, his qualifications were these difficulties and hardships he had endured for the sake of God. Now, I tell you that to say, today you're writing your resume. I'm writing mine. Every day we live, we're putting stuff into our CV, into our declaration of who we are. And so whatever you're going through today, high or low, easy or hard, realize you're writing your resume for the world to see. Write it well. Write it to the glory of God. This is your video thought for the day.